welcome to today's topic. Hope you find it interesting and enlightening. Today's topic is, who is Simon of Cyrene? I'm sure most of us do not recall who this person is, even though we may have read about him in the New Testament. As it turns out, Simon is becoming a significant figure in the discussion of the authenticity of the Bible. Simon of Cyrene, the father of Alexander and Rufus, is mentioned in the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke as the man who helped Jesus carry the cross to Golgotha. Mark chapter 15, verse 21. The soldiers forced a passerby to carry his cross, Simon of Cyrene, who was coming in from the country. He was the father of Alexander and Rufus. The names of Simon, his wife, and sons are also mentioned in Romans, Timothy, and Acts. So based on this, we can see that they were well known in the Roman Christian community in the decades after the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. This image depicts the fifth station of the cross, showing Simon of Cyrene helping Jesus carry his cross. This image is in St. Raphael's Cathedral in Dubuque, Iowa. So why is it significant? In 1941, a single chamber burial cave was uncovered near the old city of Jerusalem in the Kidron Valley. Archaeologists were able to determine this undisturbed chamber was the tomb for a family of Jews from Cyrene, and it was dated to the 1st century CE. Inside were 11 ossuaries, or burial chests or bone boxes, of which 9 were inscribed, one in Hebrew Aramaic, another bilingual, and the rest in Greek. One ossuary in particular is of great interest. It bears 3 inscriptions. Of Alexander, Alexander Cyrenian, Simon and Alex, Alexander of Simon, of Alexander and Simon. A full official report on the excavation was finally published in the Israeli Exploration Journal 21 years later, to which the author expressed doubt that it was the same Simon that was written about in the Gospels. There did not seem to be much interest in the discovery, and it remained locked away and almost forgotten. In the last decade, biblical historians and archaeologists have been re-examining this treasure. Could this be the actual Simon of Cyrene mentioned in the Gospels? Critics argue that Simon was a common name in Jewish society of the time. However, the name Alexander was uncommon. Some have speculated that based on the inscriptions, the remains of Simon may have been interred in the same ossuary as Alexander, which was not an unusual practice at the time. We also have to consider that the vast majority of ossuaries of the period had no markings at all. The ones that did have names generally indicated that the remains were of a significant figure in society. The provenance of this item also lends credibility to the argument. It was found undisturbed as it was placed for the last 2,000 years. In many studies of biblical history, one thing is painfully apparent. Secular history bears much less scrutiny when it comes to the acceptance of evidence. It is not a level playing field. We have more manuscript evidence for Jesus than either Julius Caesar or Alexander the Great, but no one questions their existence or authenticity. I found that most skeptics would remain so, even if Jesus himself walked up and tapped them on the shoulder. As the debate over this find continues, many archaeologists and biblical historians believe there is sufficient evidence to determine that this could indeed be the Alexander and Simon that's mentioned in the Gospels. Other archaeological discoveries are also helping to paint a picture of early Christian life and to affirm the historicity of the Bible. I will be posting more videos on these subjects as time goes on. Thank you. I hope you are enjoying these discussions. Feel free to comment, but please keep them respectful. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.